Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rant Café here at AnimeUproar. My name is Animac. I mean, it's not really, but that's what I call myself. And this is episode 24 of Rant Café. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about, do Shounen anime suck? And if so, how much?
Conclusion, they do not.
Yes,
and we just had
end
Tony
of discussion.
Good to see you, Tony. We're here with Bryn from Bryn's Fandoms. We're here with Briggs from All Day Anime, CyanideBlizzard from CyanideBlizzard, and Tony from Black Critic Guy. Hey, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So I'm a pull CyanideBlizzard today. I don't have my camera, so yeah, I'm gonna talk just like you guys. No, I'm wearing a shirt. I promise, Briggs. I promise.
I don't believe
it. Has the words "yayo yayo" written all over it.
And that's what we're talking about today, boys.
No.
Yeah. Yep. We finally get to address the yayo yayo.
I am definitely particularly excited for this episode, and we're
definitely
24 episodes in.
Guys. So
how many adverbs are you gonna use, Briggs? Definitely, particularly, exactly, mentionally.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And we might also have Mac and a special guest joining us, perhaps, potentially. We don't know later on. But shit might go down. Just randomly, people might pop in. So, be prepared. Be prepared. But in the meantime, what we're going to be doing in this episode is basically talking about Shonen. First of all, let's talk about how do you define Shonen in the sense of Shonen is a demographic. So it refers to, young boys and anime geared towards young boys. However, what we tend to now use to describe, we use Shonen to describe a certain type of anime that is geared towards younger boys, but that is also has a very specific sort of, archetype where, an underdog starts to fight his way to the top in some way, finds a bunch of friends, and through the power of friendship triumphs. And after 800 episodes, something is potentially achieved.
Wait. Can I make a statement real quick? Did you honestly title this video "Does Shonen Anime Suck"?
Yes.
Are you trying to trigger everybody in this discussion panel?
Extremely short, yes.
Let's go. Fighting words are
Okay,
gonna come.
I'm leaving. I can't be here.
Hey, you know what? AnimeUproar, they're here to get to the facts. Do Shonen anime suck? That's a good question to ask. You don't need to be
Well, here's a better question.
There.
Why does CyanideBlizzard hate me? Why does CyanideBlizzard
Well,
hate me?
you know what's a really good question? What's up with you hating on Tony with an I because it's fancier, who runs a channel called BGC, Black Critic Guy? Why do you Black Guy Critic, actually. Sorry. See, there you go. I'm already calling your channel name. This guy who critiques men happens to be black, and then you go and you create Black Critic Guy, and you ruin his channel, you ruin his reputation, you ruin homes. You're just a bad influence, Tony, with a Y.
Well, I get that song "Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife." That's actually based on a true incident, including myself. So I will reiterate that whole statement. But back to what Animac mentioned about Shonen anime, buddy. Hello, Animac. Can you hear me? You there? I segued to you. Oh wow, Briggs. Okay, you take it. He's bad at segue. Briggs.
As you can tell, I am a very large fan of shonen anime, and we're definitely going to hear a lot of cons, negatives towards shonen anime from Animac, and there absolutely are, especially when you get into long-running shonens. But I'd like to point out that not all shonens are long-running, and you can find a good amount of short ones that achieve what the long runners do.
Not all shonens.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all shonens are created equal.
It's true. Yeah. That is true.
Bryn, you need to get that hashtag trending right now. Hashtag not all shonens, please.
All shonens.
Oh my god.
You heard it.
Hashtag all shoujos.
Hashtag recon no pico.
No, Havoc no pico, buddy.
Havoc no pico.
That hashtag has evolved so much, everybody. It's crazy. And I see in the chat, I see some usual suspects. I see Neo Geo, Ladiga, Eno, Deep Voice, the Anime Dude, Sassy Simone, and Anime Recon, Recon, Vico, what's up, bro? We have Silent Killer, Penguins Burn Red. What's up, man?
Oh, I love
And of
this.
course, Anbu, the moderator, and also Mega Anime Openings. You've been seeing him in the Discord. What's up, bro? Oh, and by the way, guys, all of you here, Discord party this Sunday, May 7th, all day Discord party. You are all invited. Make an appearance. We want you there. People are asking about you, mostly Bryn, but the rest of you are okay as well.
Hey, wait a minute. Why are they asking about Bryn? What about me?
Well,
Bryn
because
is fantastic.
Bryn actually joined us for a lovely karaoke session in the past, and she is quite
We
popular.
did.
I didn't know we were doing karaoke. I love to sing. Hello. I got the voice of a baritone sexy man. Come on.
Well,
Did you not
then
hear
do
me?
it, bro.
Did you not hear me
Let's do
sing the
duet.
Ponyo?
Let's do it.
Did you not hear me sing the Ponyo theme song? It was magnificent.
Well,
Oh.
actually, yeah, we do karaoke every week, Tony, every weekend. So that's what I'm saying, man. You got to drop in. You got to tell the fans that you appreciate them.
All right. Well, then I will. I'll drop in and do that duet with Bryn.
Sunday, be
Yeah.
there.
We'll pick a
Party.
We'll pick a song that's probably what you pick the song actually, Bryn, 'cause I'm bad at song choices.
We'll pick a
I
lovely
pick a song
duet.
that nobody's heard about, and then I'm singing. They're like, we don't really know this song.
Well, it's going to be a fun time, guys. I'm telling you, we crossed 1,000 members on Discord. I think we're like 1,020 something now, which is nuts. So yeah, it's a crazy community over there. Really fun. Really proud of everyone over there. The moderators, the knights, you know, I love you guys, and everyone else who is there taking a part. Even the trolls, like you guys, give us something to do, put you in timeouts and ban you, and you know we love you. You give us a common cause. It's always
You put them in timeout, we ban you.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem, right? You need
It's a
all
certain
types.
kind of love, right?
Yeah, you need all types
So-
to make it function. So yeah, it's we have to.
Anyway, Animac, back to Shonen Anime.
Oh, look at Tony with his professional suit, always trying to get back on topic. Jeez.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting thing. You say you're not particularly fond of Shonen Anime, which I find interesting since that flag behind you is from a Shonen Anime, and I believe you once said that that's your favorite anime, correct?
It is. It is. However, the point is, what is shonen? How do we define shonen? That's the thing. Because yes, there is anime that are geared towards. There are anime that are geared towards younger men, such as, for example, Death Note. Some people would say it's shonen because it was, I believe, in Shonen Jump, right? But then that's not necessarily what I consider shonen when I say shonen colloquially. What I mean is these cookie cutter anime where you have an underdog and he's a crybaby, and then he ends up making friends and doing all these things. Like, I realize with Gurren Lagann it has aspects of that, but it also subverts it with the whole
But that's not that you
It's
totally
not
misrepresented a shonen anime. Back in the 90s, that description would not have flied, except for maybe Neon Genesis, because One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, none of them have main protagonists that are crybabies. They're not even close. I mean,
I wouldn't
more
define
of,
it.
Oh, go ahead, Briggs.
I was saying I wouldn't define it more as like crybaby, and the main character has to be an underdog per se, like in like the old the way you're using it anyway. But for example, One Piece, even though Luffy isn't exactly an underdog in from the start, he's always been overall pretty strong compared to other people. But his overall goal and aspirations put him in an underdog situation. So it's not just like a crybaby, weak protagonist that gets stronger, but sometimes their goals and aspirations put them in an underdog scenario.
Well, I
Exactly.
get where Animac is coming from with that. And Tony, you brought up a really good point there. From a Western audience perspective, obviously, as Animac mentioned before, we refer to shonen not as a demographic, but as a particular type of genre. And Western-wise, it's generally associated with long-running shows about a young male character having to overcome almost insurmountable objectives and always being able to do so primarily. So it's just builds usually upon that very, very fast-paced with action, with also large periods of downtime, associated heavily with filler as well. No, I think that's a really good point to touch upon as well. Maybe not necessarily crybaby per se, but there are characters that are overcoming a lot of obstacles, and in some cases, depending upon the show, can be also associated with a degree not necessarily of crybaby, but angst, which I guess could be associated with it as such. So I get where he's coming from with that. Of course, Briggs, you made a good point earlier. Not all shonen are the same. That's really important to consider that as well. Luffy was a great example there. You know, he's definitely not like that at all. So Naruto, another example where, you know, he comes from, you know, fighting against the odds, and he's sort of got this never give up attitude about it. So, you know, I mean, definitely over the years, they changed a lot of that. But sorry, Tony.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, if anything, the character type I think would better define a shonen anime are eccentric male leads. Goku, Luffy, Naruto, Ichigo to a certain extent, although he just seems very apathetic to things. But that would be I think that's a much more accurate description. I don't say it's the overall encompassing description, because the thing about shonen is that it is basically a demographic. It's not a description of a genre, because there are different things in shonen that don't necessarily fit into what is the perceived notion of shonen. Like, you know,
like
while I Magi... Oh, go ahead, Briggs.
Sorry, I keep on cutting you off, man. Go ahead.
No. I deserve to be cut off because I'm ripping.
Well, then you're going to get cut off right now.
No, yeah, it's true.
How about I cut you?
Tony
You
wants
know,
to talk
you
all the
cut
time.
you
have
cut
to
my
come up.
chance at fame. You cut my chance at fame, Cyanide. I could have been famous.
I know, I'm sorry,
First
but
impressions.
we will reconnect.
Okay,
No, we
okay,
will not.
okay. So to get back on track, Neo Geo brings up a good point. He says that a lot of shonen can have seinen elements in them, and I agree. The thing is, when I think of, I guess, generic shonen is what my problem is with, personally. And yeah, you know, a shonen can be done right if it has some kind of like interesting element that's unique that makes it special. But my problem is when they're just very generic. So the types of generic shonen that I would describe would be stuff like Naruto, stuff like My Hero Academia, stuff like
Ooh, that's a bold statement to make right now.
It is, but it is very generic, and it's the same thing with like Eureka 7. Like you have your classic sort of underdog crybaby character, a slow pacing that's just such a pain because it takes forever to get to anything.
One Piece.
Yeah, like that's my issue. Like, so for shonen, I definitely think a lot of episodes usually is generic shonen. They'll have a lot of episodes because they're very popular. They'll have slow build up, slow pacing, a crybaby protagonist that I really don't relate to. So that would be my question: is once you move beyond the sort of teen angst years and you're an adult, as I think all of us here are, is there a point anymore in watching these generic ass shonen that you can't necessarily relate to anymore because you've moved beyond that? So like you're looking for different characters, more mature characters to relate to, not like Deku from My Hero Academia.
I actually relate a lot to him, so I take personal offense, Cyanide, for your comment there. So
I agree and disagree.
I want to hear what Bryn has to say.
Yeah, I think that like shonen, like we've discussed, it's not a category. It is a category, but it's not. Like most shonens that we categorize it as are action, like adventure, sometimes fantasy anime. It's not necessarily, it's geared towards that type of audience, like a young male audience. But I don't think that it's only supposed to be for young male audiences. Like, I enjoy shonens quite a bit. There's not a lot long running ones that I'm super big fan of, but like the shorter ones, I really like them a lot. But I do actually invest into these like young boy characters that are like growing and developing and trying to like overcome whatever it is, kind of like an underdog story. But it all depends on the character. I think Animex's problem is that he just doesn't like crybabies, which, to be fair, there are some crybabies within shonens, but not all, of course. Like, I think that's putting it too much into a mold, too much into a cookie cutter, that like they have to be a crybaby. I think it's more like they have a journey and they have something to accomplish, and it's about growing. Right, exactly. It's not about the crybaby aspect. It's about growing. So agree and disagree on that.
You want to see a crybaby? I'll give you an example. Watch Chaos Head. There's a crybaby.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I'm not
the
gonna
main
watch it.
character of Boku no Hero Academia is not a crybaby. He's a man placed in a terrible situation that dreamed of being a hero, was not able to become a hero, and then is
And he
thrusted
cried like a little baby because he wasn't a special.
Well, what do you mean he cried like a little bit? If someone told you that you
I
could
don't
be
have a
something,
quirk,
that you
guys. I don't have a quirk.
Yeah, but he
I'm
was
like,
you were
I'm
told,
a
flashback.
player.
It was like
Girl,
five.
I was like,
told that you couldn't be something as a child, what, you wouldn't cry about that? Are you
right,
kidding?
like
If someone
he's a
told me
small
I couldn't be-
child.
If someone told me that I couldn't be a singer as a kid, I would have bawled my eyes out. That would have been devastating. And he
Bro, but
doesn't
it's like-
remain a crybaby, and he's picked on. He's picked on constantly because he's the only kid in his class that doesn't have a power. So his emotional response to his situation makes a lot of sense, Animac. Now, in a situation like, let's give Gurren Lagann a chance. Who's the main character of Gurren Lagann? What was his name again?
Simone?
The little bitch?
Yeah.
Simone. Okay, Simone.
Ooh.
Like him, his little crybaby status, I mean, it doesn't even come from like personal growth. He's just kind of pathetic most of the time. And he latches on to Kamina, who is the exuberant personality, and kind of helps him break out of his shell. But his growth there is not indicative of his situation. His situation was shit and was constantly shit. Whereas the main character of Boku no Hero was placed in a situation where he had the potential to reach something, was denied it, and then made fun of it for it. So again, his emotional responses to what's happening to him is justified.
What you're saying makes no sense whatsoever. No sense.
Oh,
whatsoever.
really?
I got
Simone-
your back, Tony.
Simone
Thank you, Bryn.
Simone lives in a horrible situation. He's taught to be subservient, to live in a hole in the ground, not to question. And he's always like this until Kamina brings him out of his shell. And by the way, he's also a kid. Like Simone is like.
Oh,
10 or
so it's okay if Simone cries because he's a kid, but the character in
Deku
Boku
can't
no
cry.
Hero,
Simone,
a fucking
within-
kid,
bro,
can't cry?
Within 10 episodes, Simone gets his shit together. It doesn't take him 80 or 20 or however. Why?
What are you talking about?
It took Deku
Why?
like
It
2
took him
episodes to
2
get over it.
episodes.
And
It
then he
took
Why
got
him
is
2
Deku-
episodes.
Why is Deku, and sorry Snoorly bro, but I'm just being honest. Why is
Oh, you're
Deku,
being honest.
after he gets, for no reason whatsoever, is now favored by the most powerful hero and gets the most powerful quirk?
No reason
Why is he still a
whatsoever.
fucking
What,
crybaby?
no
Why is he
reason.
still a
Did you watch the show or are you talking out of your ass?
He
He
even
showed,
said it like 2 episodes ago.
potential
Hold on, let me
of being a
finish,
hero.
You're not being polite. You're not letting me finish.
Sorry. Go
2
ahead.
episodes
Go ahead,
ago.
Cyanide.
2 episodes ago, Deku was crying like a little bitch again, and even All Might was like, "Why are you crying again? Get your shit together, man."
But
He is a little whiny.
reversed it. But then he says, like, no, I thought that was your weakness, the fact that you are crying, etc. Like you're weak, but that's actually your strength. That's the one thing that's going to make you a better hero. Like, and it's not saying that like you crying is a great thing. It's like you understand and you like connect with people. You feel like you are like in the situation. You understand them. Fight me, Animac.
I just realized this is the first ever real Rant Cafe. We're actually ranting.
Shonen will do
Cyanide,
that.
Cyanide,
This is
let's make a note of this. Cyanide, put it on the board.
Okay,
No,
I would
Mr.
like to
Bryn.
point out that he is a little bit of a crybaby, he's a little bit whiny, but I feel like that's like kind of his character type. But using his like when he was 5 years old in the doctor's office is bullshit, and saying that he was chosen for no reason is kind of stupid too, because he moved for power in a defensive situation just on like instinct to help someone when there were adults and heroes around that didn't move out of like fear. And like that was the quality he saw, because the power of One for All like is gonna give you like unlimited strength. So like he's not looking for someone that's strong. He's looking for someone that has the like characteristics like emotionally and the personality of a hero, rather
Someone
than
who
the
can be
actual
molded
physical
into
one.
a hero.
Exactly. But he's
Well
gonna set
said.
them up for the physical like portion.
Well said, Briggs. You made
Wait.
Luffy proud.
But yeah, he's like his character type, and a little bit the comedic aspect of the show is that he's whiny, but when it matters most, he steps up. You know.
Yeah, but that's
Cyanide.
like every generic shonen.
How's
Oh,
that
I can
every
respect that you
generic
don't
shonen?
like that character
He'll
type.
step
though. I
up
can-
when he has to, guys.
What do you mean every generic shonen? Like I'm confused by the generalization.
The worst offender is Rent and Thurston from fucking Eureka 7. Oh my god, that
I've never seen that anime, so no comment.
No comment.
And isn't it pronounced Eureka 7?
Eureka 7, yeah.
I didn't know because I called it Eureka 7 too. So
why did you add the 2?
Didn't. Cyanide.
Okay.
Cyanide. Why are you so silent?
Business is booming, and the business is the Rant Cafe business.
But what I understand about the whole Deku stuff is, like, first of all, like, can we talk about the fact that he takes a metal sheath and drops it on a landmine and then somehow magically flies through the air like on a magic carpet, like Aladdin, and beats everyone?
I could show you the world.
It's magical.
Shimmering, splendid.
Someone should make an AMV of him like flying like that.
Now, where did you last let your heart decide?
It was a beautiful moment. It was
We've gone to a great place now.
Right.
And by the way, Soul Maka showing that often he doesn't know what he's talking about. He says Deku is not a generic shonen character. He is the most generic shonen character. Saying that Eureka 7 was good. It was not good. Soul Maka.
Whoa.
Just
wait a minute.
Let's look
the most generic.
Let's look from a bit of a different perspective here. I mean, I do agree in certain aspects. A lot of shonen male protagonists have generic qualities or tendencies to them, but I get that from a writing perspective. As you know, in terms of generalizing for an audience, it's a way for the audience to essentially project themselves onto the character or to be relatable or understandable. I mean, that's the thing, is usually when you talk to people when they get in the anime, they can they'll reference a popular shonen series and they'll reference a certain character, and they'll talk about how they got into the show. And usually, depending upon the person, if you listen to what they're talking about, there's certain elements behind that they were able to gravitate towards, and as a person, that allowed them to be pulled into the show as well. And I think that's Deku has similar aspects applied to him as well. I think that to 2 degrees we can relate to that. You know, his emotional state fluctuates a lot more rapidly than I would personally care for, but I could also empathize with that as well. You know, it's an ordinary person. In fact, actually, he's an abnormal person placed in an extraordinary situation. So, I mean, it's just, you know, not only is he a teenager, which, you know, any teenager, male or female, or regardless, you know, you're at an emotional fluctuation during that point in your life. We all are. It's, you know, just hormone imbalance time. But, I mean, it's also the situation itself. So it's sort of like a double tandem there. So I can understand to a degree within that. But I wouldn't necessarily discard what Animac is saying either in regards.
Yeah, like, I get that. And, like, yeah, when you're a teen and you're dealing with difficult things and you're an underdog in many ways and you're trying to, like, persevere, you will appreciate this type of stuff. But I feel like once you move beyond that, like, you know what's going to happen. Like, the worst thing in My Hero Academia, the first thing is, like, this is how I became the greatest hero of all time. So we already know the ending. We already know the fucking ending.
But it's not about
the journey.
It's not about the destination. It's the journey, motherfucker.
Yeah, but that's like every child cartoon for Disney is, oh, you know, everything's gonna be fine at the end, but let's just have, you know, a nice journey. Well, that's who is Hero Academia geared towards? Teens, correct? That's the demographic. So yeah, I think they did a pretty good job at aiming right at the bullseye. So yeah, I don't see a problem with that. I was annoyed by it too, but I was annoyed in the perspective of a storyteller perspective. I don't like giving away reveals that way. But yeah, I thought
the point isn't about the destination; it's the journey. The journey of how he became the greatest hero. You know, I mean, we all know Luffy. We all know Luffy is going to find One Piece. It's not about him finding it. It's the journey to get to One Piece. That's the most compelling part of One Piece. Because once he finds it, I mean, he found it. So what now?
By the way, Killer Red says Bryn best waifu.
Oh my!
The best waifu just entered the room right now.
Right?
Holy cow! Ladies and gentlemen,
what's up, bro?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very early morning there. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no
Yes, I'm sorry that
problem.
Cyanide is here. He ruins everything. So
I know.
Let me just
It's
be the first to say,
fine.
Rose, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
oh,
Thank you.
you
I feel
just
so
point out that
welcome.
it's your channel. Okay, I see how it is. I see how it is. That right? You know,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought we
well,
were a
watch
team.
Rose's videos. Maybe we don't get my reference there, Black Critic Guy.
Fair
But
enough.
Rose, tell us, how's Korea and how long have you been there now?
It is amazing. I've been here for January, February, March, April, May, like three months ish, almost 3 months.
Wow,
Like-
it doesn't feel that long to me.
Yeah.
Thought it was like a month.
Oh, a little longer than that, so I'm happy. It's been a great time so far.
Yeah, and it's
I'm
like
kind of asleep.
6:30 a.m. Right?
Yes.
I'll be joining you. I'll be joining you soon in the Pacific, actually. So I feel you, Rose. I feel you.
Oh, really?
Oh, where are you going,
Yeah.
Tony?
I'm going back to Guam.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, nice
When?
indeed. When? July.
Oh. Come
Yeah.
to Korea if you want to visit.
Party.
We'll go to Korea and we'll watch a bunch of shonen. We'll watch Animax's favorite shonen, Boku no Hero Academia, season 1 and 2. It's beautiful.
Yes.
He really liked that one part where the main character was crying. That was his favorite part.
That one part, just that one time.
He was like, I can't do anything.
Oh, good show, good show. But no, My Hero Academia, I actually watch it. It's not one of those shows that I had to drop. But while I watch it, I do have some frustrations with it, and I like to talk about those. Like there are some shows that are so bad that I can't even like watch. But in this case, it's a show I watch, but I have frustrations.
Tell me about that.
What?
I said, tell me about it. The bad animes that you can't even sit and watch.
Do you want
Those
to tell
bad
me?
anime. It was a sarcastic. You know, Rose, save me. I'm about to kill this.
Rose, how much do you like One Piece?
It's great. Love
Yeah.
it. It's all over the place here. You would love it here. One Piece
Wait,
is literally
what?
everywhere.
In Korea?
Yes. Everywhere you turn, there's One Piece. Everywhere.
So wait,
That
so
sounds
is the
awesome.
stigma of Japanese hate gone in Korea now? Oh, so it's still there then. It's still
One
there.
Piece
there.
transcends it.
But yeah, One Piece is
I'm
everywhere.
surprised that they embrace. I'm surprised they embrace something that's Japanese. To me, that's interesting, especially learning their history with Japan. So
Yeah. I don't know, but One Piece apparently is fine for them. So One Piece is everywhere.
funny
Yeah.
enough, Briggs, if you come to Guam, there's a One Piece bus.
They can say yo the whole time.
Wouldn't it make more sense for it to be like a boat?
I mean, it would be
Well,
actually
you
would
get
be great to make a boat. Why didn't they do that? That's a good point.
Thank you. See, we can
Like a
agree.
pirate ship, right?
And by the way, Luna wants me to notice her. Luna, you have been noticed. So yeah, about the thing, Tony, about like Japanese hate they're due to World War II and stuff. I have some Chinese friends that are super into anime, and I asked them the same type of thing, and they said like, you know, their parents' generation still doesn't like the Japanese, but like the youth, they mostly don't care.
Oh yeah, there's a reason for that. You know,
Right.
Japan had this very superiority complex, and they said, "Hey, we're the superior Asians, so fuck you guys. We're gonna enslave." I'm surprised they enslaved China. That was interesting to me. Small ass island took over that much land.
Yeah, and
Hey, gotta be the aggressor, you know.
and the Chinese were
Oh,
pissed
just
because,
like
of
you,
course,
Cyanide, aggressing me.
Absolutely.
the Chinese
Okay.
were pissed because, of course,
Oh.
the Japanese got many things from China, including language. So the Chinese were actually, you know, the first civilization that became truly great in that part of the world. So it was like their offspring taking them over, and that was a lot of resentment about that.
Like I said, I was surprised when Rose told me that they have like, you know, One Piece all over the place there. I once talked to somebody when I lived in Guam, somebody that was Korean that really hated Japanese people, and I'm like, why? And they told me the history. I'm like, oh, that is fucking nasty what they did.
Well,
So-
and I think it's
But I'm glad.
well too. Like
I'm
you think
glad
about
that
the
it's
United
slowly
States.
shifting now. It's slowly shifting. That's a nice paradigm. And Japan kind of calmed down over the years, and they're all about that kawaii-ness. So they're harmless now.
Are they though? Because yes, they have kawaii girls, but they also have und Panzer.
Question mark?
Question mark.
Question.
Tank.
And a lot of people don't like the idol industry either, so that's.
If I'm correct, isn't Korea mainly responsible for that epidemic right now?
Pop idols.
There you go. See,
That's
it's an epidemic. It's sweeping the world.
Yeah.
And by the way, Helvian asked if World War II was the best shonen anime. I don't know.
I have to think about that.
I guess it depends who you pick as your protagonist.
Oh, some Italia up in this bitch.
Jeez.
So Rose,
Oh my god.
by the way, everyone, Rose is back to making regular videos now, which we're all happy about. And Rose, tell us what you're thinking so far in terms of what you're doing right now with your videos, what you're thinking about the future, what anime you're liking. Tell me how much you like My Hero Academia.
I haven't actually caught up on My Hero Academia, so no opinion yet on that. I know. I'm very sorry, Bryn. That.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I will catch up. I have a lot of things to do.
We're out of the
I have
shoujo
the-
cast.
I cry. I want to do the Sojo cast, but I've just been watching Attack on Titan right now, and I have turned it into a live stream reaction channel for Attack on Titan at the moment because I just don't have time to sit and do a review. Instead, I just here's my thoughts, here's a live reaction, there you go. So that's my channel. That made sense.
It did, yes.
Made
Rose.
so much sense.
Don't diss that stuff because I'm doing the same thing right now. on my channel.
So,
Well, I mean,
You and
like,
everybody on fucking YouTube.
Yeah, bro.
Next thing you know,
Yeah.
CyanideBlizzard.
I'm really enjoying Attack on Titan Season 2. It's action-packed. It's building up to something big. It's like, yeah, like it's actually much more interesting than My Hero Academia right now by like leaps and bounds. Leaps
I
and bounds.
mean, who's
And
gonna
with-
argue? Who's gonna argue with you on that?
Oh, and that's my problem with My Hero Academia. In the first season too, it really got good in that final villains attack arc. But you have to wait like 10 episodes for that to happen. And it's like, why? Why do we have to wait?
build up. Makes
gotta
it
be
so much better.
invested, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the whole thing of character development and you know your characters.
Oh,
And in doing so, you gotta kind of spend time with them outside of main arcs. I mean, why do I have to tell you this? Cyanide should be telling you this. Cyanide, hello. You in there, Cyanide? Oh, I guess
He's gone right
dead.
now.
He said, be right back. By the way, Sassy Simone says Yuri on Ice best shonen. And we all know that
Yes.
Yuri on Ice is best everything, judging by fucking Crunchyroll awards. So might as well be.
clearly.
I don't know about the best everything, but I'll give
Best everything.
I'll give it some things. Wait, is that categorized as a shonen?
I don't know.
Bryn,
Probably not.
Rose.
I think it's
I
a
would not
sports
say so.
anime.
Well,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
just
so.
because it's a sports anime doesn't mean it's not like a shonen. So, well, I guess I'll have to go do some research. Give me a second.
Go look it up.
By the way, guys, if you want to see someone freak out like no one's business over Yuri on Ice, please watch the featured video on Bryn from Bryn's Fandoms channel. Link in the description. When I was looking for the link to her channel to link it in the description, because I always link everyone's channel in the description, it just started playing and
You should have just linked that video as my subscribe thing, because then they just see me like, what the heck? Yep.
oh man, she got so excited, you guys. Well, although I have to be fair, when I talk about Gurren Lagann and shit, pretty much equal amount of fangirling going on.
I was gonna say we could have a fangirl fan off. Me over Yuri on Ice and you over Gurren Lagann, and then just see who wins.
It'll be great.
Yeah, I think that would be quite a show. I have to agree with you on that. But yeah, Bryn, tell us, what are some of the biggest things you like about My Hero Academia? Like, convince me.
Well, I mean, a lot of it we've said. It's about the journey that Deku goes on. It's not about him. Like, he had to start somewhere, and it's okay. We got to see his past, that he was a crybaby, but like we've discussed, it's the fact that if that's a normal reaction to cry when you're bullied as a child. You know, some characters in some animes don't, but that's a normal reaction, right? But he goes on this beautiful journey, and it's about what's on the inside, guys. And I know, I just said it, and I'm barfed a little in my mouth because that's so gross and cliche. But it's kind of true. But when it's done right, cliche is not bad when it's done right and when it's done in a good way. And this is done in a good way. You get to understand his character, and it's almost like the predictability of it, and the understanding. Of course he's going to become a great hero, of course he's going to be with All Might, and etc. But that's kind of the fun part of it, is that you get to see that actually happen and progress and build and grow. And so that's what I like about it, even though it has those cliches, but it is done well. So I don't mind it at all. I like it a lot.
Of course,
very well done.
The Black Critic Guy is gonna defend cliches. That's all he does on his channel. Oh, shots fired.
If anything, I guess you don't really watch my channel as I attack cliches. I get called out because I'm so hard on cliches.
No, it's true.
Tony, all you always say is it's a cliche. I'm like, it is a cliche.
He was doing a thing, Tony.
I was being ironic, Tony, because tell me, how do you square your review of the latest Fast and the Furious film with your defense of My Hero Academia?
Because what Bryn said, cliches aren't bad. In fact, they're unavoidable. It's about the approach. It's about how you do it. Mm-hmm. You know, and My Hero Academia takes the cliches, a fault, and uses it to its advantage and makes an entertaining story. Whereas something like The Fate of the Furious, The Fate of the Boreas, takes the cliches, does nothing with it, and say, hey, here, have some fun now. And you're sitting there like, no, I'm not going to have fun with this.
No, yeah, I agree with you. Like, the first scene with the burning car, I was already like, oh man, I can see where this is going.
I checked out immediately. I'm like, well, this movie's going to test my patience now. So I'm done with you.
Yeah.
How the hell he didn't burn? I mean, he was holding the fucking wheel, and his hands weren't even burned. Are you serious?
Yeah, I guess there are some things we agree on sometimes, man.
Yeah, it's like what me and Cyanide used to be like, you know, when we agreed on.
By the way,
we
guys,
still have it. You just choose to run away from it.
By the way, guys, if you hate generic shonen, drop a like on this video because you agree with me. If you like generic shonen, drop a like on this video because you agree with these other guys. So it's a win-win.
Okay, you made mention of Boku no Hero. What's another example of a generic shonen in your opinion, then?
I guess with Eureka 7, it's not a generic setting, but it is a very generic protagonist relationship with the rest of the world, and like his journey is very generic in that sense. I mean, like Naruto is generic now, but it's an older, so we can give it a pass. It's kind of like, in many ways, it's contributed to the trend. Like, this is what, like, for example, if we look at Evangelion, right? Clearly a crybaby protagonist, but it adds an extra element of that psychological, philosophical element that I could latch onto and really appreciate, even though I can't relate to the main character necessarily. I'm not finding that in My Hero Academia. For example, One Punch Man to me is what you said, Tony. It takes cliches, turns it on its head in a funny way. It's entertaining. My Hero Academia is, like, to me, a lesser One Punch Man.
Wait. Did you just say that One Punch Man took cliches? Did you unironically just say that it took cliches and twisted it on its head?
Yes.
Bullshit. I hate that argument. And it's such a fucking terrible one.
But in a funny way. So like
there's no subverting when your last few episodes is literally like every other shonen. What's subverting about that? The first three episodes.
It uses the thing is it uses cliches.
That was a true parody.
Well,
Episode
first of all,
4 all the way on.
the guy is not your generic. The protagonist is not your generic high school student. He's a grown-up NEET.
Okay,
which I also
he's
thought
not a
was
generic
cool.
high school student. He's a generic hero character.
However,
Don't tell me him running in. Don't tell me him running in at the last minute and saving everybody. It doesn't sound like other shonen action anime. Bleach,
yeah, it uses
Naruto,
cliches.
One Piece, Dragon Ball Z. I mean, the list can go on. That whole
Macklenot.
thing where they're finding that. What? Oh, Macklenot's back. Hey,
Mac joins. He's making a face. That's right, Mac. The attention's on you now.
Oh, what are we talking about?
hey Mac,
Yes.
what's with
We're
all the
talking about that
fan
sweet
service?
tattoo on your arm.
We don't do that shit on this channel, bro.
Do what? Get locked out of your house and all your roommates aren't home? Because that's what I did.
But no, Tony, man.
Want me to play the sad air horns?
It's beautiful.
One
It was
Punch
like a
Man.
choir to my
One
ears.
Punch Man actually uses cliches in a humorous way. Like, it's funny. My Hero
So
Academia,
it's funny to
I
do
did
the
laugh
same
once.
exact thing like every other shonen. That's funny to you? That's not
No,
funny.
well, then you don't have a sense of humor, my friend. Which boggles the mind since you did like School Rumble, so I don't know what's wrong with you.
Wait, are you being sarcastic? I'm lost. Bryn, help me out. I'm lost. What happened?
Yeah,
I'm
bro,
lost
you're not
in
lost
this
with the
conversation.
truth, bro. Can't handle it.
I'm wait, what? I'm so lost.
Yeah, but that's what I do.
I love School
I
Rumble.
confuse you, and then I
the
claim that I want
cliches
the
in
argument.
One
That's my
Punch
thing,
Man
I do.
aren't funny. The first 3 episodes, yeah, that was funny. But the problem with One Punch Man, it's always the biggest problem I have, is that it relies on one solid premise. Saitama is overpowered. And the problem with that is that runs thin really fast. After episode 4, I was just like, that's kind of boring now. Can we do something fun? And I thought they were gonna like take the other characters and try to do something humorous with them. And sometimes they did, but other times they took them way too seriously, like a shonen action anime. I couldn't believe that the final climax of the show felt like any other action shonen, where they're basically all fighting this one bad guy that came to Earth, and it's like this overly long action scene with no humor to it. I'm like, where's the funny thing in here? Like, the one funny thing in that like climactic battle is when Saitama makes that blank face. That was funny, but that's it. That's all the humor you get from that.
Should have just ended off on a gag.
So yeah, you know what would have been funny? You know what would have been funny? Like, if they showed up and the guy that he was about to fight is this little pipsqueak. He's like, I'm the strongest warrior in the world. And I'm just like, that's funny. Because if it's a giant alien with big muscles, shit, come on, man. Really? Are we doing Cell all of a sudden now? Is this
Cell
the
Saga was dope.
androids? Oh, it's dope. But I'm just saying, like, that's not a subversion. That's following the trend. I think Digibro put it best when he was talking about subversion in anime and how most people got it wrong. And he pointed out how, One Punch Man isn't subversion at all, especially since it follows all of those trends. So I don't know.
One Punch Man made me laugh, but that's just me. Sorry.
Yeah, One Punch Man was funny. My Hero
It was
Academia is
funny.
not really funny.
But
And
that's
Digibro, can you
wait a
stop?
minute.
Can you stop
One
using
Punch Man
Digibro?
was supposed to be funny.
Convoluted
Boku no Hero is an
arguments,
action
please.
anime, not a comedy anime. So don't mix up the genres there. Just
Fair
saying.
point.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Are you kidding me? One Punch Man is also an action anime. Like you're
It
just
is an action
you're
anime, but it's
grasping at
supposed to
such
be.
straws, Tony. The amount of
No,
straws
I'm
you're
not.
grasping at.
How am I grabbing at straws? The whole point of One Punch Man was it's supposed to be a satire. It's supposed to be a comedy parody of action, and it just does everything that every other action anime does.
In a funny way.
So, no.
Yes.
What
You know what was
funny
really
about that
good
last
though?
battle? What
Mob
was-
Psycho 100 though. I really enjoyed the way they used
Yes,
some of
high
those.
five to that.
I
See,
agree.
that's how you do an overpowered character right.
Mob Psycho was
It's
funny
not about
too.
the challenge.
One Punch Man was
It's not about
funnier
the
to
challenge
me.
physically. It's not about the challenge physically. It's about the challenge on a personal level. That's what made Mob such an interesting character, and why Saitama fails as an interesting character. Because
Bro, can you stop
personally,
yelling?
he's
Can you
boring.
stop talking over me so I can say something, Tony?
Yes, Mom.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Saitama is a hilarious character. Consecutive normal punches was hilarious, the whole concept. even the OVAs with the fries were super funny. Genos is a hilarious character. The dynamic is hilarious. It's a funny joke. The fucking fly is funnier than anything that's ever going to happen in My Hero Academia. And the reason I keep comparing the two is because they're both very similar world. Heroes Association, superheroes as a job, right? So that's why I bring that up. And to me, One Punch Man does a much better job. It's much more entertaining.
You can't expect My Hero Academia to match One Punch Man in comedy. It's My Hero Academia is not about the comedy.
I was about to say,
let's talk about entertainment. And to me, One Punch Man is much more entertaining, regardless of the genre.
Did you not hear what I said earlier? I said the first 3 episodes of One Punch Man, which includes that episode about the fly and stuff, were funny. That's subversion. But after episode 4, when they introduced the Hero League and then they have the whole big battles and all that stuff, that's where I was just like, oh man. I thought they were going to make fun of the big battles.
Why would you want to have?
I want them to make fun of the big battles. Like one of the funniest things, even though they try to play it seriously. So remember Mutin Rider? He runs into the battle to fight that giant lizard monster, and everyone's cheering for him. Mutin Rider, and he's just
Moomin?
They were doing that whole thing where like the hero has like this whole burst of energy and kind of can stand up to the adversary, kind of be toe to toe with them. That cliche, and then he does the whole serious and then he just get knocked out. I'm like, that was funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah, and guess what? That wasn't in the first 3 episodes, was it, Tony?
That was one funny moment.
And also, Moomin Rider doesn't have powers, and yet he's not a crybaby like Deku. He gets on his bicycle, he puts on his helmet, and he goes and fights like a man. And that is why One Punch Man is better than.
So wait.
Rose,
Is this?
Can you talk some sense to this guy?
I mean, I cried when Moomin Rider did that, so I don't really have any sense in this topic. So.
Damn it!
I'm sorry, I can't back you up here.
I just honestly, Animax stance is just I hate whiny main protagonists in shonen anime. Essentially.
Yes, true.
Yet he loves Evangelion.
Well, I like Evangelion. I love the philosophical aspects. It's not my top in my top animes because I don't relate to the characters as much. I don't feel the characters as relatable. But that's the thing, right? So again, like as teens, as an edgy teen, you might relate to your crybaby Dekus and your whatever the guy Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul. But then once you mature and you start to realize that I want to move beyond a high school mentality with my life, why would you relate to these people? Why would you care? I'm trying to understand. Guys.
Macklenot, make him understand. Drop a beat.
Yes, that exactly what he said, but in my words. Yep. I agree.
Boom.
Oh shit! Somebody agreed with me. Yes.
Wait, what?
This is a novel thing for Rant Café, everybody.
So wait, you're on the same side as him, Macklenot, about the whole teen angst.
Okay, hold up. For the record, I have no clue what's going on. I came in and I expected it to be does Shounen Anime suck, and it was does One Punch Man suck. So I don't know what's going on. But I mean, everyone relates to different stuff. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean that you have the same adult mindset as another adult, right? Everyone perceives things differently, yo.
And for me, that cliche kind of just like holds a special place for me because most people get into anime through gateway shonens, like watching Naruto and stuff.
That's true.
So
I got an anime. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's like an instrumental argument saying they're not good in and of themselves, but they're good in the effect that they have on making more anime fans.
They're good in and of themselves. Just that they're also relatable to teens who are trying to get into it as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's why so many people usually will cite as their favorites. Is something that is from a shonen. I don't watch as many anymore because I just got tired of them after a while. But it's at the same time, I could still pop in an older show that I got into and go, okay, I can still feel it and I can still feel the momentum. And you can see that too when you talk to people. Like it's almost when you have these type of discussions, it's almost a very different type of discussion than what it is for another show. Because, there is that personal ground there, but there also, is a bit of a different investment because there's also that interpretation. like with this, it's obviously with Animac and Tony, there's two very different perspectives coming into play that I feel both have merit in their own right.
Yeah, and like for example, Gozen, or my brother, who's also part of this channel, is much more friendly towards shonen. Like he really likes My Hero Academia. He likes a bunch of shows that I don't like. So to me, it's like I realize that there's a difference of opinion. I try to understand what's the appeal.
Well, I mean, you can't because it doesn't appeal to you.
You're no longer in the demographic, and you don't.
Like,
yeah, like
I don't find. Oh, go ahead, Bryn.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, for me, I mean, I think shonens have the quality that you like want to root for the character and you like get invested with what they're doing. So, their journey, whatever it might be, like finding One Piece or like whatever, becoming the greatest hero, whatever it matters. It's more, that's why people get invested into it. It's not necessarily about their age or where they're at. It's like, hey, I'm invested in this cool character that's doing these things and like, wow, amazing. Like for me, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I'd consider shonen, like it's an action, right?
Yep.
But for me, that was my gateway anime, and it was like, wow, I'm invested in this character and his journey and what he's doing, and so it's not necessarily about age. I don't think that really argument doesn't really count. Like anyone can watch it. It's more about where you are and like what you're seeing in the character.
Yeah, like for Full Metal Alchemist though, that is a much darker type of anime.
Yeah.
It starts off with their mother dying and they're trying to bring her back and paying all this huge price for it, right? And so it's shonen, but it definitely has a lot of seinen elements. So it's like, and it's one of those that breaks the mold. My thing with My Hero Academia being a current anime is that I want to see where it stands out, where it breaks the mold, what makes it special, and I am not seeing it.
But not all anime need to break the mold. Some anime follow the trend and they succeed at it.
Yeah,
that's
but
Boku no Hero Academia.
That's not an argument for it being good.
How's that not an argument for it being good? If it exceeds at what it does very well, then it's good. Like, not all anime need to break. That's a problem I have with a lot of people when they make arguments about like things needing to break the mold. Not all anime need to break the mold. Some anime just want to be like what they're set out to be. If an anime understands what it is and does a good job at expressing what it is, that's a good anime. It doesn't have to break the mold. It follows the mold and does extremely well in it.
It could be cases where sometimes, playing it safe can result in creating a boring show, but likewise, trying to be too original can create something that will end up being either too abstract or, avoiding certain things. Because I do believe there's a place for that, but I mean, at the same time, it doesn't hurt to try and give a bit of a twist or put a bit of a spin on it. I feel like, sometimes a little bit of tweaks in the right area can really give a show or a series or a movie or anything really a fresh take on it without reinventing the wheel, so to speak.
Yeah, because to me it's like with Deku, it's just like, and with Rented, it's just like this. Oh, I want to root for this person, and they're the underdog, and they're crying. But it's like with other good shows, it's not necessarily that. Like look at Death Note. People say that's a shonen. Look at Death Note, like anti-hero. Who is right? Who is wrong? We don't know. There's actual questions. It's like, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Same thing with Code Geass. It's like, who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood 2. It's like, is it right to transmute humans? What is the price? What is the truth? Scar. Is Scar doing the right thing? Like these are like morally ambiguous, intriguing, philosophical questions. My Hero Academia has none of that. It's it's just.
But it's not trying to be that. That's
I don't want a show that doesn't have that because it's fucking boring. It's simplistic. We're the good guys. They're the bad guys. We're gonna win. We're gonna win, and I'm gonna become the greatest hero. What's the point? I've seen it 100 times before.
It's the journey that takes you to that point that makes it worth it. I actually haven't seen it, but I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with Tony on this one. It hurts me to say, because I mean, I hate agreeing with Tony. I hate agreeing with Tony. But just because it's not something that one specific person's gonna want doesn't mean that there aren't other people out there who are gonna want to watch it, right? I haven't seen My Hero Academia. It's been on the watch list for like a long time. My train of thought's gone. Holy tuck. Oh, okay. Yeah. Animax wrong. There, that's the. I tried. Real hard.
Look, I hear what you're saying. But the problem you're doing here, Animac, is you're projecting your style of taste onto an anime that already knows what its identity is. You know, you can't go into School Rumble and complain that it wasn't deep or philosophical, because that's not what School Rumble is. It's an emotional comedy, dramedy anime. That's what it's set out to be, and it does extremely well at doing it. It doesn't have to be deep or philosophical to get that point across. An anime like Death Note is trying to sway the balance of what does it mean to be good and what does it mean to be evil. Where's that line? That's the whole mantra of the story. But with Boku no Hero Academia, it's a story about a young hero growing into his abilities. It's not a philosophical journey. It's basically him on a personal journey to become the greatest hero of all time. That's the point of the story.
Well, I suppose another question then is instead of that, then for like essentially the hero's journey, you know, we could look at it from a different perspective: is does Hero Academia do a good job with the hero's journey?
So that's a good question. I like that. Man, I love you so much, Cyanide. That is a good question. Bryn, what do you think?
I think all shonens kind of have that type of a question, though. Like, that's what you have to ask yourself. That's what makes you like it. Like, for example, people have been talking about Hunter x Hunter in the chat, which is like, I mean, I would say very similar in the fact that the main characters, Deku, of course, and Gon, are very young, like boys. Like, they're kids. They're like children in essence. But yet they go on this journey. They go on this experience. And they do this thing that's far above their abilities, but yet they're growing at the same time. Like, they know that they're small and they're, you know, not the best, but they're trying and they're working at it and they're building and growing and developing, all those things. I just wanted to just put my plug in Hunter x Hunter in there. So that was my plug. Also another great shonen anime.
I have yet to see that. I need to see it.
You definitely do.
It's like with that, or like
Good stuff.
Gintama. Gintama uses a lot of cliche or tropes and kind of makes fun of different things. It's a very great balance of comedy. There's tragedy as well. It's actually really surprising.
Is Gintama
So I mean,
a
it's
shonen?
I think Gintama is a shonen.
And it's hilarious.
comedy
I love shonen.
Yeah, because I mean, it's been running for a long time. That much I know for a fact. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, because there are a lot of different genres in it, and it's been, some people have classified it as such. I don't know. I probably could be wrong. So, but
What is Rose classified as?
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Right
So it's
answer.
classified. Write that one down, Cyanide. It's classified as yes.
Got it.
Got it. Good. Proud of you.
Yeah, for me, Hunter x Hunter was better because Gon is not a crybaby. Again, I like
Oh my
non-crybaby
God.
characters. But the thing is that I realize it's all about tastes, right? And I have a different taste from Tony, for example. My thing is, I think I'm a pretty big anime fan. I'm open-minded, so I want to be convinced to the merits of certain shows like My Hero Academia. And of course, My Hero Academia is not even the worst offender in the things that I don't like. Like I said, I watched the show rather than dropping it, and I do think some characters are interesting in the show. Not necessarily Deku to me, but there's other characters, which is the same thing with like Evangelion. Shinji's not the most interesting character to me, but there are interesting characters in that show to me, so I watch for that. But yeah, it's just I want to rant a bit and get to the bottom of why I don't like certain anime, whereas you guys do. For example, with School Rumble, Tony, I thought that was a very entertaining anime, a very entertaining, hilarious comedy anime. I enjoyed it. So then why don't I enjoy My Hero Academia? I don't know.
But I mean, that's because you have a personal dislike of it. I mean, what more can I tell you, man? You can't fully embrace something unless you're willing to see the other side. I mean, see, I can understand you not liking Boku no Hero, and I don't have a problem with that. I see where you're coming from. But, you know, I feel like in order to fully understand somebody's standpoint, you kind of got to see where that person is coming from and how they feel about it. It's kind of like what happened when I reviewed High School DxD. one of my good friends and probably good friends of some of you here, Sloan the Female Otaku, we were talking about that show, and she loves that show. She thinks it's one of the best ecchi anime with a plot, which I still think is quite laughable. But I understood where she was coming from and why she saw it that way, even though I may not agree. And I think that's the only way you'll understand the love of Boku no Hero Academia and why you don't like it. You got to see it from someone else's perspective and then make a balanced stance on that, you know?
So it's actually really interesting because I remember a friend of mine was ranting and raving about Gashinken, and I was like, all right, you know, this was like way back. I remember giving it a shot. Let's see, I think MediaWorks had just released the first DVD, and I remember picking it up, and I fell asleep several episodes in. I don't fall asleep watching shows. And I remember just being like, this is so fucking boring. I live a more interesting life than these people do. Why would I want to watch people living their day-to-day life when I could just go out and do it? And for like the longest period of time, I had like this really difficult time accepting the whole slice of life concept, because it's just like, why would I watch a show where nothing is fucking happening? You know, pardon my language, but it's just, that was literally like just my frustration with it. And it wasn't until Mushishi and Kino no Tabi that I was like, oh, you know, okay, I could get it a bit more, because it was a little bit more outside of just that very dry and, you know, kind of like very almost dull, serene, I guess. Dull is a poor choice of word, but the thing was, it took me to kind of like bridge something in there, and then I was able to go back to shows like Aria as well, and I had a greater appreciation for that, because I was able to get in that perspective more so, whereas before, it's like I could understand why people liked it, but I just thought it was the worst concept ever. It's like, why would you watch something where nothing happens? Like, I go out and live your life. You can do anything other than watch the show, and it's going to be more entertaining. But then I got it after a while, because I had that in between there. So, and that's not to say that's the case with Animac, but that's my personal experience with it. So,
and no, I actually really loved Mushishi, for example, because I thought it was like, it had a great portrayal of the relationship between man and nature. And it's almost like, and the art is amazing. It's like a meditative experience watching that show. So like, that's a show that I love, even though it's not action packed or anything.
I actually fell asleep watching that show. It was so soothing that it just put me to sleep. I didn't hate it. Keep in mind, I loved Mushishi, but that show was so calming, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so.
No, I know it's true, and I agree with that. Even though some people classify it as horror, I was like, you know, it's creepy at times, but definitely not horror. Insane Asylum says that he thinks that I would love Gundam. And yeah, I've seen a few Gundam series. I definitely have to see more, but I definitely enjoy Gundam. And what really gets me the most excited about anime, I enjoy different kinds, but what makes me the most excited is having political and philosophical elements beneath the surface. So not just your good guys versus bad guys, but more complex elements that make me think. They make me like, oh shit, so that, you know, this is what their motivation, and their motivation is different, and it's not all good guys and bad guys. Who is the good guy? Who should win? You know, that kind of stuff.
Well, if you like that, I got the perfect show for you. You never heard of it. It's called Code Geass. It's actually one of my favorite shows. The main character is Lelouch. I think that's how you pronounce it. I call him Ledouche because he's such a douchebag. Ledouche. And he fights the British Empire. They're called British, right? British Empire. And he lives in Ponyo's land. And it's great anime. He's a great light impersonator. I love him so much.
Well, you're missing the key elements there. There's giant robots and there's boobs. Like, why are you not talking about this stuff?
Shit, I forgot about the boobs. You're right.
I know. Come on.
Remember that one shot where I believe her name is Catan? Catan jumps in front of the camera and she's like, "Hey, how about this?" And then she just shows her tits to the screen. That was just a great scene, wasn't it, Mac?
Hey, if anyone who thinks that My Hero Academia can even compare to Code Geass, I'm not even gonna have a conversation with you anymore, man.
Those are on two different spectrums, my friend. Sure, they're both shonens, but they're on two different spectrums when it comes to the types of shonen they are.
Yeah, like one
again, shonen is not a genre. Shonen is a description of an age range that certain animes are geared towards, but each have a different genre. You know, Code Geass is a war philosophical drama, whereas Boku no Hero Academia is a fantasy action anime. So, just you know, you gotta understand the genres, right? Right, Rose? Right, Rose?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to
100%.
understand. It doesn't mean you need to like them. Doesn't mean you need.
I didn't say you had to like. I didn't say you had to
Oh
like
man,
them.
it's its own genre. Don't critique it. No.
Never said that. Did
But I
I
feel
say
like you
that?
can't
CyanideBlizzard?
understand how we like My Hero Academia.
I can't understand why you like One Piece, Briggs. I mean, shit, they haven't even got to One Piece yet. What's the point?
Like you were saying earlier, it's all about the journey.
Fuck the journey. I want them to reach One Piece.
The other thing, Luna asked when the Q&A video is coming out. Gozen still has a school for 1 more week, and then we're gonna have more time. So either then or before that, the Q&A video is coming out. Everything is ready. We have the questions ready, artwork, all that stuff. The only thing we're waiting for is for him to actually be able to record with me, and then we gotta edit it. But it's all ready. The questions are in. The art is in. So it's coming soon. Don't worry. I can't do it myself because I need him there, obviously, and also I can't do all the editing myself because I'm doing a lot of the weekly regular stuff on my own now because he's busier. So please bear with us, guys. Be patient, but it's coming and it's gonna be hilarious. I hope. If it's not, then I kind of
Animac is part machine. That's why he's able to do all this.
I got a question. I got a question for the panel. So Animac actually brought up a really interesting thing. I think we should talk about. Tropes in shonen anime and the ones that we don't like. He brought up the ones that he didn't, but like Briggs, you watch a lot of One Piece and a lot of others, but what's a trope in shonen anime that you're not particularly fond of?
Would you classify fan service, like ridiculous fan service that takes away from action scenes, as a trope?
Buddy, you and me both. High five.
Like, I'm trying to watch some One Piece here. I'm trying to watch Luffy kick some ass and not be a whiny protagonist like other shonens and just like go full badass, right? And then you got Nami, just like full on fan service ruining the scene sometimes. Hey, look at my tits.
That's like the story of Fairy Tale.
You know, that's not her fault that she has big boobs, okay? You know, you don't need to insult her for her figure. She is who she is, okay? Respect that, Briggs.
Everybody is beautiful.
No body shaming.
To be fair, One Piece isn't actually bad with it. I just use it as an example.
I know.
I just want to point out that these dudes are complaining about sexy female boobs.
Okay, so wait. That's a good example then. That's a good example then of like people like different things about shonen or dislike different things about shonen. These guys like titties. Animac does it. Or no, wait, no.
No, what?
Priceless.
I guess now we know why I like Yuri on Ice.
Yeah, I tried.
You and I,
Tony, sums up with your mic. Sums up with your mic. It's like breaking up.
Oh, that's because I'm uploading something. Okay, hold on for a second.
I was gonna say, yeah, your internet connection there.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say something. I don't know. Talk while I figure it out, guys.
Talk while I figure it out.
Is Lucky Star an anime, a shonen? Because I liked Lucky Star. It was a great shonen.
I don't think that's a shonen.
Absolutely.
Lucky Star is best shonen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Best shonen. Number 1. What was it called? A Silent Voice, the movie that recently came out. That was a really good shonen as well. Really enjoyed that. Very epic adventure. A lot of great fight scenes. Kyoto animation. That's the best battle animation.
All the battles. Yeah.
Hey,
So many.
hey, Mike.
Oh my god.
Mike, what are some tropes you don't like in shonen anime?
So for me sometimes it's in terms of like how a story will sort of build on itself and where they'll take that. Like for a really strong example, I really liked the Chunin exam in Naruto. I thought they did a great job with that. It was a lot of great action and it had a really nice build to it. We see a lot of change with the character. And I kind of felt like that what followed afterwards, you don't want to continuously go high octane. You need to kind of pace things out. But I just felt like it never really got back to that. It kind of lost a lot of steam. That's for me personally, though. you know, like for Dragon Ball, I thought that like Dragon Ball Z, Majin Buu was sort of a letdown after Cell because I felt that that was really big with Cell, and then all of a sudden just kind of started to fizzle out there. So,
plateaued.
Yeah, it's sort of like almost kind of plateaus for a bit. That's kind of a thing that I've noticed with some shows. It really kind of depends, though. Yu Yu Hakusho, I thought that the Dark Tournament was fantastic, was a lot better than I was expecting. Tournament arcs usually are my big problem because they'll just randomly throw in a tournament arc to kind of, you know, kill time. But that was a great example where they used it and they actually used it to build the character, cover depth as well. But yeah, no, it's sometimes they're able to keep that momentum going, but sometimes it just, they're sort of like plateaus and they kind of just wind it down a little bit, but they never really are able to get back to that point. So that's for me personally. I don't know if anyone else has that same issue though.
One thing that I was gonna say, one thing, Briggs, for Seven Deadly Sins, what I like about that show is that it doesn't do the whole, characters, protagonist starting from nothing and then building up into something. It's like the Seven Deadly Sins start as the Seven Deadly Sins. They're already powerful, and it's like, so they had to actually come up with a plot as to why they're scattered, why they're not in power, who they're fighting, as opposed to just, oh, you're just a regular teenager and now you have to fight your way through the world. One thing I don't like about, and it's a trope in other ones like Fairy Tail, of course, and a bunch of other anime, is that no one seems to ever die, like, or they're brought back if they do and stuff. Like, that to me is a
they're mortally wounded, yet they're like, no, it's just a flesh wound, I'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, in many generic shonen, that's a problem, whereas with like Death Note, obviously not, Code Geass, obviously not, Full Metal Alchemist, people die, right? So that's again, like, that's a sign of maturity to me, where you don't have these cop-outs from people actually dying in war or situations where people are bound to die.
Yeah, something that bugs me. Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Bryn.
Quick. Yeah, something that bugs me within shonens is just the like you're saying, like the invincible trope. Like, they're so overpowered that it's like, well, I know nothing's going to happen because they're so overpowered. Like Heroic Legends of Arslan, Daryun was his name. Yeah, he was so overpowered. I'm like, this isn't even fun watching him fight. Like, the fight scenes are cool, but like, he's so above everyone else that it's not even fun anymore. Like, there needs to be a decent match. So that kind of bugs me in shonen.
The drama and the tension need to be there, because otherwise it's a foregone conclusion. You know what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you don't have that, you're going to have the Bleach effect, you know?
Yes, that is true.
Yeah,
Bleach
and
is the biggest.
Tony,
Anbu
Anbu is telling you to fix your mics, bro.
Huh?
You can't
Anbu
fix
is
this
telling
mic,
you
he's
to fix your
uploading.
What?
You sound like
You gotta
C-3PO jumped in a pool.
That is accurate. Yes.
Well, then I will be right back.
Rose is back, and Anbu said that he doesn't like the power of friendship conquers all trope,
Whoa,
and
now.
I agree with that as well. It's like,
Whoa, now. You telling me
That's
that the
the
heart of the
power.
cards is bull? Because the heart of the cards is the real deal. It's
Heart of the cards.
You mean we can't resolve fights with magical dances and like hugging?
I thought that's a
I'll
life.
be right back, guys. I'm getting a call.
So popular.
All right,
Reads
who
his
wants
own
to be
stream.
Who's
anime?
anime? Quick.
Oh wait, I choose.
Oh no. Yeah, let's see.
Well, it looks like it's Briggs and Blizzard. Go for
Yeah,
it.
too bad.
You're anime now,
You're-
collectively. We have to speak at the same time.
So, Rose,
We all have to say-
what trope do you not like?
I don't like the power of friendship. I hate it. I hate the power of friendship so much. It's all like, we're about to die, but just kidding. Yay, friendship. We all survived and we all love each other and everything is fine in the world. I hate it. Sorry, that was aggressive.
Aggressive. That was very aggressive.
That
That
was
was.
aggressive. So, power of friendship.
Sorry, I had to take that. What's Rose doing with her mouth?
Nothing.
Nothing.
That is.
You missed it.
It's a secret. It's gone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
What's a rose?
So, Rose, your thoughts on like this whole shonen business?
I guess I did a good job.
Rose,
Yes. Hello.
thoughts on shonen and like there any tropes you dislike?
The power of friendship.
We're laughing
Tell
because
me about that.
literally just asked Rose that. Exactly
Like,
that.
word
That's
for
where you
word.
need to catch me up, ladies. You need to catch me up.
So, clearly a mind link has been established between Briggs and Animac, so.
They are
Yeah,
one.
well, yeah.
Mac told me to play Animac, so I did it.
And he did a 10 out of 10 job, 11 out of 10.
Yeah, me and
He's
Mac,
probably a better Animac than you are, honestly. So
me and Briggs are starting up a rivalry, guys. So I don't know. It might come to a head when we finally meet at Anime North. You never know.
Fight.
What? Who's the true and real Animac? They'll have to solve it with the power of friendship.
Yeah, I think Briggs is the power of friendship Animac, and I am the Animac of all about Machiavellian Lelouch style strategy. So we'll see who
But
wins.
the problem here is the power of friendship always wins.
But does it?
Always.
So
Yes.
You don't have your magical transformation there at Anime North. I'm going to be pretty disappointed.
This isn't the story of like how Briggs may be. Like it's the story of how Briggs overcomes the obstacles. He has to overcome them.
Overcome what obstacles?
all of
All of them, yes.
what the hell is Tony
Beating
doing?
up Animac at Anime North, apparently.
Oh,
Fun.
you're gonna fight. Ooh, you're gonna fight Animac at Anime North. That's
we
Is Tony driving a car?
that is a beautiful wheel.
It is a great wheel.
What model of wheel is that? That's a
Oh, is my camera on?
No.
whoops.
no. I meant the other wheel.
I didn't know the camera was on. How do I turn it off? Oh, there we
You're
go.
enjoying the wheel.
Why are you driving and streaming? What the fuck is
Grandpa Tony here.
I'm going to the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 premiere, so
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, jealous.
Oh yeah, the Guardians of the Galaxy, good movie.
is it?
Yes, I haven't seen the second one obviously, but the first one was a good movie.
Was it?
Yeah, bro, because it subverts the tropes, man.
If I remember correctly, at the beginning, that little kid was what was the word? Crying. You know,
Yeah, for the first
whoa, man.
And Animac hated those first 2 minutes.
I hate that. You know, who would cry at their mother's death? Am I right? What a pussy. Since I was uploading my video, I decided to stream on my phone. That way you won't hear any lag. And I said, you know what? Might as well head to the theater now, too. So that's why
Yeah,
you
man,
saw.
you're hardcore, bro. Live streaming and driving. I don't think anyone else has done that before, and that is why, Tony, you are an integral member of the Rant Café crew.
Well, no, I'm only here to please Bryn. So that's it.
Well,
I mean, that's why we're all here.
mission not accomplished.
Damn. What did I miss while
So now I know why he was trying to defend My Hero Academia so much, but I don't know. It just
what did I miss while I was
several people asked Rose the same question at the same time. That's all you missed, pretty much.
gone? What was the question?
What tropes does she dislike? And she dislikes the power of friendship trope.
The Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes, yeah.
Do they do that anymore, though? I don't see a lot of shonen anime that do that.
Not really. It's kind of dying.
Maybe like brotherhood bonding kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, we'll get over our differences because we were buddies once. Maybe that type of thing, but not like loving hearts and transformations like magical girls.
That is okay. I could buy that. I could buy that terrible trope. Yep.
And by the way, some people in chat were talking shit about Keijo. I thought Keijo was absolutely hilarious. A hilarious anime, very entertaining. At first, I thought it was a joke too, but then when I actually watched it, I thought it was hilarious and entertaining. Obviously, nothing philosophical about it. But again, I found it hilarious and entertaining because it had my type of sense of humor. My type of humor, my type of plot, right? So I thoroughly enjoyed that anime.
Is that anime supposed to be like taken seriously, or is it just one big joke?
Oh yeah, well
I thought it was a joke.
I think
Because that's the thing I'm trying to understand. Because like an anime like 8 Kid is a terrible anime because it tried to take itself seriously and not be a joke.
So I'm just wondering, is Keijo like very self-aware that it's ludicrous and is kind of like a joke?
Yeah, 100%. Like Keijo knows exactly what it is. It's hilarious because it knows exactly what it is. For example, they're all training to be these Keijo, athletes, and the certain thing, a subject at school that they're learning are boobology and astrology.
I think that's about when I stopped. I'm like, I can't do it.
I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with people? That's hilarious. Like, how can you stop at that point? Like, I don't understand you. I thought we were friends, man.
Yo, okay, hold on. I appreciated the pun, but it was just too much. I was like, no, it's like
Yeah, but
it's like 9.
That's the point. It's over the top, and that's the point. It knows exactly what it is. It's like Kill la Kill.
Wait a minute.
Kill la Kill is amazing though.
Yeah, but Kill la Kill is amazing.
Yeah, okay, wait. You can't
Over the
compare
top.
Kill la Kill to Kaiju.
It's an
not even in
over
the
the
same
top portrayal of the high school. It's an over the top challenging of the high school trope. That's why it's hilarious.
Wait a minute, Animac. Wait a minute. Did you just say that Keijo is an anime that knows exactly what it is, and you can embrace the fact that it knows what it is?
Sounds a lot like My Hero Academia. I don't know about you guys.
Why can't you embrace Boku no Hero Academia for what it is?
Because it's not entertaining to me. I'm
that
not
no-
entertained.
What it
Because
wants to
they're
be.
not butts bashing against each other, Tony. Obviously.
True. I totally forgot about that. What was I thinking? I'm
Right?
just going to see Guardians of the Galaxy too, so.
Oh yeah, so why you guys are too sophisticated to appreciate attractive women's bodies? Is that the thing? No, guys, but he
buddy,
likes
one
the
of my
fan service. He likes
one
the
of my-
fan service.
One of my
What
guilty
about-
pleasures. One of my guilty pleasures is an anime called Trope. Have you seen it? I can't defend that on any sort of serious level without sounding like a hypocrite. So yeah, I understand, bro.
Okay, but I am defending Keijo. It's hilarious.
No, I'm sure you can defend it all you want, but I want you to understand that Keijo, much like Boku no Hero, is an anime that understands what it is and fully embraces that without having to do your whole philosophical bullshit.
Okay, but maybe I just don't like what My Hero Academia is then. That maybe that's the problem.
You
Like
don't
I don't
have to
like
like
that type of anime.
You don't have to like it, Animac. You just have to understand. That's the only thing. That's what we're getting at.
Okay, let's go to Bryn. Bryn, how much did you like Keijo?
Yeah, well, that show, didn't watch it, but I know enough about it to not watch it because that's just not my thing. And see, like we've discussed, there are just some things like the show knows what it is, and that's okay. And I'm okay not watching that.
By the way, it's like you just described my relationship with Yuri on Ice. 100%. Bro, your take on Keijo.
Did you say me? Did you say
Yes.
me? Oh.
How much did you like Keijo?
I mean, I watched a minute of a 2-minute clip and was just very much done with it. And like, I understand what it is, and I get why people like it, and I enjoy a good pun, but I can't. I can't do that. It's a little too ridiculous for me. So
Yeah, like as Helvian says, butt tack on Titan was just a slice of genius in there. Loved it. Briggs, are you still here?
I am.
Did you watch Keijo?
I watched a couple episodes.
We're still on Keijo, really?
I found it funny and entertaining, but it could only last for so long for me.
So basically, what you're saying is it had a fast climax.
Nice.
I'm so disappointed in my fellow Rant Café members, man.
As we are you.
I don't know.
You just feel the love in the air today. Holy talk.
Great.
the power of friendship.
Yeah, power of friendship. We're gonna solve this problem, guys.
Yeah, where's your power of friendship now? Watch Keijo or what the? Oh, fine, guys. It is true that people just have different tastes, and that's totally fine. Like there's certain anime that might be popular, and a lot of YouTubers talk about them because they're popular and they want the attention. To me, I can't get myself to talk about in depth. Like one thing is reporting news, right? but I can't get myself to talk about in depth about anime that I don't really care about. Like I talk about anime like Code Geass that I really like. I talk about anime like Seven Deadly Sins because I really like the characters. But certain anime, you know, like that are mainstream and everyone loves them, but I'm not into. I can't bring myself to like you know, Tokyo Ghoul. I can't bring myself to like that. Like I can't bring myself to talk about it in a serious way other than just like reporting the news on it. But I guess that's the beauty of difference of opinion. If you like certain types of anime, Dragon Ball Super too, like I can't get into that, man. It's so juvenile. But the thing is that I guess that's why there's variety, and you can go to certain people and look at certain things. I'm always curious to see as to why I dislike certain things that a lot of other people like, and I don't necessarily know what exactly it is, right? So that's why these kinds of conversations I think are useful to try to kind of pin down why that might be. And I see in the chat there's people disagreeing with me, there's people agreeing with me, and it's interesting to see, you know, why that would be. Maybe we'll never find out for sure why some people have certain tastes. Is it a specific life experience that they had? Is it that they just dislike certain tropes? But yeah, I think it's an interesting convo for sure. What do you guys think?
I think I hate One Piece because Briggs loves it.
That's a valid reason, though.
Fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. And he also dissed the 4 Kids dub. How dare you?
Which is the single greatest piece of dubbing ever created, if I don't say so myself.
See, like I'm actually at the point where I'm glad that it came out just for the memes.
Just for the dang memes.
For the memes.
By the way, Josh Duffney wants me to notice him and to watch Food Wars. You got it, bro. You got it.
Food Wars was great.
Wars
Also Shonen.
Food Wars has one of the best ending themes ever.
You've
Did Tony leave us?
Perhaps.
I don't know if he left the stream or if he left.
He's gone,
Yeah, like
gone, yeah.
guys, don't stream and drive. Okay, don't stream and drive.
Don't stream. Public safety announcement or service announcement.
Enjoy Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
The way you said it, I don't like the way you said that. But okay. Like, if you're still around, bro.
Goodbye.
Okay, it's time to wind this baby down. Thank you guys again for joining us, everybody in the chat and all you guys on the panel, including Tony, including CyanideBlizzard who had to leave. Rose, let's start with you. Tell us a bit about yourself and your channel, and of course, great to have you back early in the morning when you just trying to wake up and you still came on to show your support for Rant Café, and to have pleasure having you back on.
Thank you for having me. It's super awesome. I'm Rose. I do anime reviews. I live in Korea now, so shameless Korea vlogs plug there. And yeah, hi. I'm still asleep.
Yeah, that's funny. She's like, I live in Korea now. Shameless plug for Korea. Like, no, Korea's not sponsoring us. We're not plugging Korea. We only plug the Philippines here, okay?
Yes.
Exclusively plugging the Philippines.
I forgot that one. My bad.
Yeah, Rant Café brought you by the Philippines.
The whole country.
The whole country.
Actually, Philippines is our second biggest demographic after the United States on this channel.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wow, look at that.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's cool.
Amazing.
Briggs, let's go to you. Since your face is back, tell us about who you are and what you do.
I just didn't think my computer could handle the cam, apparently. It kept on freezing on me. But, you know, gotta end it off with it. I am Briggs from All Day. Yeah, I'm All Day Anime, yep. Briggs from All Day Anime. I make fact videos. I explain concepts in anime like My Hero Academia. And if you like it, unlike Animac, come by and check out my channel. Also, I love Shonen Anime and not afraid to admit it.
Yeah, and Briggs has cool 7 Deadly Sins and My Hero Academia videos out right now, new ones. Be sure to check them out. And like I said, goes and likes My Hero Academia a lot, my brother, who is also part of this channel. I have to admit he does, so I can't say that AnimeUproar as a whole doesn't like My Hero Academia. And I personally don't hate it. I'm just not in love with it. That's my problem, you know. It doesn't click with me that much. Bryn, let's go to you. And thank you, Briggs. Thank you, Rose. Bryn?
Bryn from Bryn's Fandoms, and I do anime reviews, etc. Doing speed paints lately, which has been lots of fun. doing actually weekly reviews on Boku no Hero Academia. What? The whole discussion we've been talking about, doing those on Saturday mornings. So if you want to see those as well as just other content, stop by the channel and, you know, subscribe if you want, and then we can hang out there.
Thank you, Bryn. And in your next review video, I'm going to have a 8-point comment where it's just like, Bryn, the problems with this episode were...
Just dissing it.
And then it's like, respond, senpai.
Yeah.
Should. Then let's go to Macklenot. Big Mr. Mac, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right. I've got a mad caffeine crash going on, and it feels awful, but it's good to
Can
be
you
here.
flex for us?
I don't think you want that in your life.
Just
but
do it,
what? Oh, you
Just
said
do
please. You said please. How about at Anime North? Then you can see it for yourself.
Okay,
Everybody-
fine. Hyping up the Anime North vlogs, Macklenot, undershirt, flexing. You can see it. You can watch it.
Wow.
And tell us about what you do, Mac.
Oh yeah, I guess I do stuff. I don't know. I mean, I just make stuff. I make what I want to make. It's just a lot of sarcastic stuff, and sometimes I stream, and sometimes I don't upload for 3 weeks at a time, which is gonna be fixed this Sunday. I promise. I'm so sorry, but life's been crazy, and yeah, and that'll be fixed soon. And there's some pretty cool Anime North stuff coming up in the next few days. Some of which some of the people in here are involved with. I actually have to get a hold of some of you still for that.
For when do you need that, by the way? You said next Friday or this Friday?
Next. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay, I gotta come up with something actually entertaining. I have not so far. I've thought about it, but
I mean, JoJo's already got his in, and his is.
Yeah, I know.
Anybody can
I
top
have
it.
to follow that. I have to follow that. Oh.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, bunch of satire stuff. I actually just got something in the mail for a little something that we've been building up for that might have a 2,000 subscriber attachment to it. I don't know. It might have just came in the mail. I'm not saying it's a demon made outfit, but we'll leave it to the imagination.
Guys, by the way, Macklenot will cosplay as Rem from ReZero at 2,000 subscribers. He's already over 1,900. So we need to get him to that point so he can ruin Rem for all the Rem fans, and me and Briggs can laugh all the way to the bank, baby.
See, I was on your side the whole time. I just wanted to ruin it for everybody.
I know. You're my first.
We appreciate
YouTube
it.
friend, and Rose is my second YouTube friend, but you're my first YouTube friend. Tony, are you still here with us?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm in the movie theater now. I don't know if you can see or hear me, but yeah, I'm still here.
It's amazing.
The person beside you, what they think of Boku no Hero Academia.
This is a man who has commitment. He's driving and streaming. He's in a theater where they specifically tell you, be quiet and get off your phone. He's streaming live. What a dude.
Well, I mean, the movie doesn't start for an hour, so I'm good.
Okay. But yeah, of course, Tony does movie reviews, anime reviews and stuff on his channel, so be sure to check him out. Everyone's link is in the description. So if you don't follow them already, subscribe them already, be sure to do so. However, I think our regular Rant Café crew already supports all the Rant Café peeps. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me, especially Rose, all the way from Korea. Not sponsored by Korea, though, but we still appreciate it. And everyone in the chat, even the guys who disagreed with me, like So Maka, even you guys, I still respect you, and I love you.
I just want to say, if you like,
more that agreed with me, but I still love you as well. And yeah, don't
if
forget.
you guys like,
Go ahead.
sorry, I keep on trying to cut you off. Like, I just want to get in there. If you guys like My Hero Academia, watch Kenichi. Had to put it out there. Watch Kenichi. Yup.
Yeah, and there was a guy in the chat saying Kenichi best anime. I was like, this is one of those Briggs people.
Yeah,
This guy
definitely-
can
Those Briggs people.
Definitely watch Kenichi. It's a good anime.
Tell us why we should watch
Watching
Kenichi,
it.
but louder, Tony.
Rosen is watching Kenichi. He likes it. I still need to watch it, but I will watch it because Briggs
You're gonna
really
hate it. You're gonna hate it.
I'm gonna hate it. Oh,
You will
Honestly,
hate it.
I was like, I don't think I could think of a person who would hate it, but I think you're the person. He's
Yeah, I will
he's, a
see.
little,
Let's
he's whiny.
let's see how much he cries in each episode. We'll see.
Quite
But
a bit.
I was gonna say.
yeah, thanks guys for joining us. Don't forget this Sunday, big Discord party. Link in the description to the Discord if you want to join us. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be basically me getting drunk and then talking shit about Tony like today, but even worse. So yeah, if that's something you're into, be sure to join us. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang.